Hey everybody, it's Brandon with RPG Overviews, and I've got two products by Nick Barron of Breaker Press Games to tell you about in this video. So I'll be spoiling these. So the first one we've got is Hillwood Camp. It's an adventure location. And the next one is Cleft in the Mangled Hills. It's an adventure for levels 0 to 1. They are compatible with DCC RPG. All his stuff for this setting is. So the PDFs are available on Drive-Thru RPG, and I'll have a link to his website if you want to pick up these great physical printed zines that he's done. I like the cover art. I like the art that's inside. This cover in particular, I really enjoy just the use of great OSR black and whites here with this rain coming down. You've got these cloaked figures here traversing the cleft, and it just really looks cool. And of course, this bear is front and center on this great piece of art here. I dig it. So first, let's take a look at Hillwood Camp. And this one is interesting. So I like some stuff he does, and I think I've talked about this in one of the other videos. He's got the map here of the Hillwood Camp, and then he's got map locations. So if you want to know what that building is, it's number 3. It's the lodge, and you can find the information of it on page 15. Very helpful. He breaks down the first half of the zine and the second half of the zine. The first half is going to be about the Hillwood Camp itself, the people, the place, everything like that. The second is really interesting. It's a series of trials. So if you have a woodsy type of character, they're short encounters for them, maybe 1 to 4 PCs. It says they are ideal for creating a training montage when 1 or more woodsy PCs are ready to level up. Some of them are very simple to very challenging. And I think it's a really neat section that we'll be talking about. So here it's going to kind of break through about a little bit about where this Hillwood Camp lies in between Standard and Hestrel at the western edge of the Mangled Hills. Look here. There you go. Cleft of the Mangled Hills. These are going to work very well with each other. So it's kind of a tight-knit community here that lives there. It's going to talk to you a little bit about them. This guy, Tau, is it says he projects a towering presence despite his average height. He carries himself with some confidence. You've got his stat block here. It even tells you his lucky sign. And then it's got these things that I've talked about before in other videos that I've done of Nick's products. I really like how he breaks down like the personality, motivations, friendships, affiliations, all this stuff to make them more come to life, his family, his possessions. And then he's got rumors and information Tau might know. Again, very helpful when talking to him. And so he's going to have some stuff that might talk about some politics of the area, maybe some creatures that have been seen, just some really cool stuff to help flesh out this setting. And again, this setting is, to me, it seems very kind of basic fantasy. And then it kind of branches out with an adventure like this, which is definitely very core DCC RPG type adventure. So it's cool to have that kind of background area that you can develop. It's not just going from adventure to adventure like a lot of people do with DCC. You can actually have a base here, have some relationships, talk to some NPCs, and build up that kind of rapport with them to get more information about the place. We've got Guster Dullax. Again, I think the art is great. Same type of thing, rumors and information he might know. Here we have Vela Cornwood. So that's neat. Again, her personality, her possessions. She is very kind of woodsy again. A lot of these people are very woodsy. That might be something I say a bunch. She says that she carries genuine good in her heart and wants nothing more than to lead a life free of suspicious stares. So that's interesting. And her motivations is to contribute, to do good, to conquer her cursed luck. And it talks about her friendships and her suspicions. Val's reputation means she has to be wary of almost everyone. And it tells some people that she distrusts, again, building on this campaign setting. Here's some more information she may have. Now we have the Code of the Woods Folk. It's 10 things. It says that they have to kind of do. No person may engage in gambling for coin or provisions. Debt threatens the sovereignty of the camp. No person shall take that which is not theirs from within the camp. So rules to live by for the woods folk. And here's some superstitions of them. The brightest raspberries burst with the blood of the forest. Beware the voices in your dreams. Their promises are lies. Beware those who believe the voices in their dreams, for they trade in souls. If you fell a tree infested with termites, it means that someone close to you is deceiving you. So some interesting things to talk about their superstition. Great piece of art here. I like the torch lighting it up. And so there's some traversing that you're going to do, like as you approach this place, and it's going to break it down to like, here's the Hillwood Trail. Now, another thing he does, he uses a lot of bold words, and really you can just go through that and read the bold words, and it's going to give you really the gist of what's going on in those paragraphs. It's very helpful. And then what he does, which I enjoy, is that he takes pieces of the map and he kind of zooms. He definitely does it in Cleft in the Mangled Hills. He takes the piece of the map and he kind of zooms in on it and keeps it there. You don't always have to keep on going back to this. So you can kind of say, there it is. There's number 7. There's the outhouse. So he's really fleshing this place out. You can see here it goes down here. Here's Tal's house. There. Again, cool piece of art. Now here are the tests. So these are the kind of the montage thing. Test of the axe handler. It's going to give you kind of like someone's talking to you, explaining how it works, what you have to do. And these are just tests to see, whether or not you are worthy to be able to be this woodsy type of character. And it'll tell you what you need to roll, like roll a d20, you need to roll intelligence, and maybe what you need to roll in order to do a good job, like with this test here. Here's test of the healer. You have to, it says, you can kind of read some stuff here, some ailments that are happening. They're affecting several people in the camp, and this person needs you to go and get some of these berries. They're going to help people out. Here's where you're going to test out your tracking skills. This climbing one is very interesting. You have got to go get this amulet that's been taken by this crow, and you have to do several different types of climbs. The first one here, you use intelligence and luck with this table here as you start to climb. It's 3 different sections, and you're going to be using, and then you're going to start using like your strength and your luck, strength and your luck. And if you can get all those, it could be possibly very dangerous for you, but if it works out well, you'll get, of course, there'll be a bit of a joyous celebration and some good experiences had. Now, one thing that's also interesting too is even if you are knocked unconscious by some duel damage and falling down the climbing and stuff like that, you will be, taken care of, escorted back to the hill. You could still get some experience, so not everything is a failure is going to turn out to be a loss for you. Test of the Stalker is very good. Again, it's got that great piece of art here, and you've got this big bear. She's got some cubs, and they want you to try to sneak in close to take a look at her cubs to make sure that they haven't got any type of disease or corrupting taint on them. And so it's just going to be a real stealthy type of test for you. And it could be very dangerous, obviously. See here, sneak, silent, check. Now, sometimes this font is a little aggressive for me, and I have some difficulty with it, but I do finally pick it up and figure out what's going on. So you're going to need to watch out here. Test of the Trapper. This is a fun one. You're going to have to try to snare somebody in the town. It's going to be a prank. Hopefully they'll take it well when you roll your presence plus luck here, and they won't become a bitter enemy. They will seek to hurt you and humiliate you. So this could really backfire on you if you screw that one up. Obviously, nobody likes to be trapped. Great piece of art here. Here's Test of the Evader. This is a really nasty monster that is attacking these bandits, and you're going to have to go and there's an amulet on one of these bandits. He's hung their corpses up. You've got to try to sneak into where they're at and try to get that amulet and take it back. And this guy's going to wreck you. It says at first, Rehek is his name. I think that's how you say it. Rehek. He likes to toy with his prey. He will not bring. It's pretty much like a huge elk with like huge man arms. I mean, that's massive. He will wreck you if you come in contact with you. And when he wants to fight you, but he'll start off kind of slow with a D14, D16, and finally work up to his 2D20. And especially if this is low level, you're going to get absolutely dealt with. So it's got everything you need there, and then it's going to end up with this cool chase you have to do. You have to make some light-footed rolls, different difficulties there, based off how the terrain is. So that's kind of neat. You'll be making these light-footed rolls to see if you can get away. And then we've got the creatures that you'll encounter throughout this area, these choking vines, this bloodbriar patch. That has to do with that test of the healer. These giant spitting flies, great piece of art, really nasty little creature there. And then we've got some cool encounter tables. This good boy is looking nice. So there's encounters along the Hillwood Trail. Now, one thing I like is he does stuff like whispers or smells and things like that. It's not always just creature, monster, turd. There's some neat stuff. See, here's a beneficial encounter. Here's a neutral encounter. Here's a hostile encounter. So that's pretty cool. I really like that a lot. And then here's encounters in the Western Hills. So like right here, here's something that smell. Something smells sickly sweet. Several trees are oozing a rich amber sap. The PCs can fill just one flask. The rare syrup is worth 1d3 silver pieces. So I like that, again, that there's stuff that's actually good for you in these encounters. And that's the back of it there. And then we've got our Hillwood Camp name generator for if you want to make your character or make another NPC. So there's Hillwood Camp. Now we've got Cleft in the Mangled Hills. Now this is a cool adventure. Let's look on the back, see what we got here. This is some replacement PCs or NPCs if you need them. Somebody's died or you need to throw in a quick NPC somewhere. Here you go. And again, you've got their stuff, their traits, motivations, backstory. I mean, just right there. It's cool to have a backstory. Really trying to create these NPCs, make them come to life. Again, we've got the map here. We will be zooming around it. There's some rumors of the Mangled Hills that are there. You may not be sure which ones are true and false because they're just rumors. I do like the fact that in this, he tells you what artist did what piece of art. That's very helpful, and I wish everybody that was putting stuff out would do that. That's very, very good. So 12 to 16 zero-level characters. It's structured to be played within 3 to 4 hours. Of course, I like whenever they put the hours, how long it might take, especially if you want to try to run this in a convention. A party of 6 to 8 first-level PCs could also tackle it. The adventure requires the use of a timekeeping device. It definitely does. He tells you what things might be in there. There's some insectoid-fueled body horror. I always enjoyed body horror. And it says here, standard is a grimdark survival setting. Though this adventure was designed to use with the standard setting, it can be dropped into unexplored hills between any two towns, a couple of days travel apart. This font, again, gets very aggressive right here for me, but it's all well and good. I kind of get used to it over time. So right off the bat, he gives you the creatures that you might face in this adventure. I like that because it puts them all right there. A lot of times they're in the back, but you can instantly see kind of what you're going to be going up against. You've got these scuttler nymphs, these pincered scuttlers here. Great pieces of art, and then really great sections about what how they work, how they kill you, what they like to eat, their special attacks, and stuff like this down there, their swim or climb. Very helpful. They've got a paralyzing attack, these pincered ones do. The scuttlekin are very important. These are going to be, they're a hybrid between the pincered scuttler and a human. They walk upright, and they retain some human features. Now, one thing that's neat about them is that it's kind of like the fly, where their body starts breaking down and becoming more and more like this terrible insect creature. Here's a gripping terror. Very nasty centipede-looking type creature here. It will try to grapple you and eat you. Now, this is one of the names that's difficult. It's a cult leader of the Rainwalkers. It says it was a scholarly merchant, but he got a collection of items and was brought into his shop. One of those was a book filled with heavily waxed pages bound in a chitinous shell. With it was an amulet of silver and blue quartz depicting a roach-like icon. So he bought the items. He started flipping through the pages, full of gibberish and arcane symbols. As he slept at night, a watery voice came to him in his dreams, beckoning him to her. A week followed. He gathered armed escorts and supplies. On a foggy autumn morning, they set out, searching for gold and glory, but most importantly for, and I'm going to try to say his name, Ttrpg. He sought power. He went into the Mangled Hills. He descended into the filling chamber, which you're going to see. It's part of that map. There he found her slumbering form. He opened the book and read the gibbering aloud, slowly awaking Huschik from her slumber. So just go with it. One of the hired mercenaries attempted to put on a helmet of his chick and died a watery death, drowning within it. Once bonded with Huschik, Ttrpg rapidly transformed his entourage into a cult around the elemental being. So it's a strong being. Ttrpg's thirst for power was insatiable, and he made Huschik do his bidding. These are difficult, man. Try not to say them a whole bunch. Close together, you might hurt yourself. At first, Huschik blessed them with her form for their zeal. She was unaware that she was to be enslaved by her liberators. Again, got his personality there. Lyra Lightfollower. She has got some spells. She is a cleric-type character, and so she wanted to immerse herself in the teachings of Delver. It's a type of deity, wishing to better serve the god, and gave her a home and community because she was an orphan. She tends to be trusting of strangers. Thinking that the Scuttlekin, the Rainwalkers, were suffering from an affliction, she attempted to heal one, bringing on the disapproval of her god. Lyra is enduring a test of humility and is unable to tap into her abilities until she is set free. And then here is, again, cool piece of art. Here's that husk chick, this elemental being of immense power. Again, the stats are very strong, especially on the intelligence and the saves. I'm going to tell you all about this. It could be a patron. It's going to be a lesser god that can become someone's patron. Here's a great piece of art here. As you were traveling this cleft in the Mangled Hills, so it has high walls, the rain's pouring down. Rain plays a big part in this adventure, and it's got these cool atmospheric bumps. So there are things that it says it's meant to be interjected whenever the party stagnates and can't make a decision. A very neat, I think, little push your players forward type of mechanic. So what has happened is Lyra Lightfollower, was attacked and captured by the Rainwalkers as she made her journey through the Mangled Hills. She has been dragged back to their lair. And of course the wizard Kathik is keeping the elemental being Huschik trapped beneath one of the tallest hills in the range to feed off her power. However, the rains are increasing Huschik's power day by day, and Kathik is struggling to, I'm probably saying that different each time, by the way, is struggling to maintain the strength of Huschik's magical chains. So Lyra Lightfollower, an exemplary paragon of law, is to be offered as a sacrifice to strengthen the bonds over Huschik during the next torrential downpour. Lyra was hauled kicking and screaming along the track to the top of the highest of the Mangled Hills. She is conscious and lashed across a massive glyph beneath a sinkhole atop the highest hill. And of course, the PCs are given a quest to find and return her before it's too late. There's going to be some clues that will be obvious. Here's some of those. That's that great piece of art there. Now, one thing I like, he breaks down each act. Impending storm, a shelter from the rain, and then the filling chamber as you go down into pretty much this small dungeon. And it says here, like, once Act 2 starts, set a timer in front of you so you can track every 15 minutes of gameplay. As the players linger, they will potentially have their first encounters with the monstrous insects that inhabit this strange drain tower that they're going to be exploring. So again, he's got the bold words there. It really helps. You're going to be searching the trailhead. There is some encounter tables that you can deal with and throw out on your characters. Atmospheric bumps here, things such as a flock of strange misshapen birds hurriedly flies south, maybe prodding them that way. A small cluster of rocks fall. A large boulder comes crashing down the cliff wall, getting the characters moving. A landslide, of course, would be very bad and can possibly kill somebody. You're going to have to decide if you're going to make the climb up the mountain there, the hill. You're going to look for shelter, more atmospheric bumps, and you're going to come across this building here that's pretty tore up. You'll be able to search it. One thing that's interesting is that these insects hate fires. So you've got rain, and people are going to need to see, so they're going to light a fire. It says a lit fire or torch will draw 1 to 2 pincered scholars in 1d10 minutes from the surrounding area. They will pursue those holding or closest to any fires. So it's very interesting, in which you are penalized, and it's going to be tough on you to light a fire. So you're going to explore this place. There's a couple ways to get down. As you can see, we're moving on further into the map. There's a way underneath this door to go down beneath, or you can do this grate. The grate can also be quite hazardous to you as it's raining. You may fall down in there. Some pincered scuttlers will come out to try to fight you. And then we've got the dungeon proper here. You've got this filling chamber, and you've got these 4 rooms here. You've got these bridges going across. So what's going to happen is every 15 minutes of gameplay, as this rain is just pouring down into this filling chamber here, the water that's in this place is going to start filling this place up. And so every 15 minutes it's going to raise up. So it says the water rises to 6 inches below all dungeon floors. And then it's going to meet the dungeon floors. And then it's going to start to get ankle, calf, knee, thigh, waist, and chest deep on all chambers and the bridges. So it's going to make it more and more difficult. And this water here is also deep. You have to maybe swim across it. And if you are here and you've got some good vision, somehow you will be able to see across to that room. You may not be able to determine exactly what it is, but that's going to be how it kind of works. So you might fall down in there, or you could come down here, which was hidden underneath that broken down door, into one of these rooms as you explore. You're going to have the central pool. It's going to be kind of a little bit difficult to get out. It's kind of slick and stuff like that. Again, just read, if you need a quick read of the place, read those bold words. It's going to help you figure it out. The Scuttlekin are going to be your cultists in essence. There's a molting chamber here, very cool, in which there's these kind of these big idols, and some of them are going to start exploding out of these. The creatures are going to emerge from these idols. It's going to be pretty neat. It says it looks like the idol is made of layers of paper mache or papier mache. It's going to be very stinky, and they're going to come out, and you're going to have to fight them. I like this piece of art right here. Very good. You got the cult chamber here. There is a gripping terror that's in here. This mug's really he's in a tough spot right there. You're going to have some Scuttlekin in there. And I like the fact that even though we've got Scuttlekin in the beginning, we've got their stat blocks, he puts them there again and again and makes it useful on the page that you're looking at so you're not flipping through other pages. Very helpful. This is going to be broken down by rounds. It says 6 insectoid beings are pinning down and feasting on a massive centipede as it struggles to resist their grasps. So that's going to be a nasty little scene, but hopefully you'll take it to these turds and put them down, and probably have to put down that gripping terror as well. The sacrificial chamber is where it's kind of all going to go down. Cthulhic is going to be here along with more Scuttlekin. There's a bit of a blue light. There's a circle engraved in the floor. It's going to be a neat little kind of boss battle here. It's broken down again by rounds. What he will do, he will cast like animal summoning to draw a pincered scuttler. He will use cast a water blast. Always whenever someone that's got spells, it's broken down what spells they would use at what time. That's very helpful. And then here is if you are able to release Huschik, you will be able to get this cool helmet of hers, but it's a very interesting helmet. And I'll be talking about that in a second. And then you've got her binding chamber as well. There's a spell that she will help you with to try to break her out of her imprisonment. She will also be trying to, she's not a great little lesser god, but she'll try to patron bond with her. It says she will guide them to cast the unbinding spell, setting her free. The torrential rains have made Huschik stronger and more aware, and she wants to escape the cell more than anything, making promises of power and assuring potential conduits that they are the chosen ones. That may not, of course, come to be. It says, if possible, make these promises through notes, since she communicates telepathically. She is desperate to be freed from bondage and will pit the PCs against one another if it improves her chances. So if you've got a magic type character in here in the game, then she's going to probably try to persuade them. And then it's got this, freeing Lyra, light follower. She's going to be in that. She's going to be in that sacrificial chamber. So try to get her out as well. She's going to be, of course, given her powers back by her god. Here's that spell of the unbinding. And then here's that helmet, which is really cool. And you can get the blessing. It's got some strong stuff, but some stuff that might not help you either. It's got to become bonded to you. You have to make some rolls. But it can go all the way up to the character's hair falls out and their skin hardens into a chitinous shell, conferring a +2 armor class bonus. The character's eyes are pushed out and replaced by giant cockroach eyes. The PC may now see 30 feet in complete darkness. That would be very helpful. Each time the bearer succeeds to don the helmet on a 20+, they will receive one of the following blessings. So that is pretty cool. Because if you don't, then the PCs must make a DC 11 will save as the helmet floods with unworldly liquid, much like they talked about with that one cultist tried to put it on and drowned. If they fail, the helmet will attempt to drown the bearer, doing 1d6 hit point damage. That's pretty neat. So if successful and it bonds with the PC, she will confer water breathing, water sight, and the ability to swim well as base movement upon the wearer. So it's a very strong helmet, that's for sure. But it says they will bear the mark of Huschik on their forehead in the form of a pulsing water blister. It's pretty nasty. They will be able to identify elemental magic related to water. The bearer may be repelled by peppermint and other oils. Interesting. Then we've got our encounter table. Encounters along the North Road. We've got weather and what the moonlight might be. All these are very helpful. Again, we've got beneficial, neutral, and hostile encounters. It says when encounters occur, roll 1d6 and 1d3 simultaneously and consult the chart below. Add +1 to the 1d6 per level of the highest level PC. So it can be like a rock slide, raven swarm, bandits, maybe there's a creepy child, a man bat, or some more of those terrible rain walkers. And there it is. And there again, our replacement PCs or NPCs. So really two cool products that really kind of go together with the Hillwood Camp and Cleft in the Mangled Hills. I'll be looking at some more of his products down the road, but they're really nice to look at. I really like the physical copies of them. Strong prints and really strong black and whites. But overall, really neat. And this adventure here definitely seems like a cool kind of funnel to deal with these terrible insect creatures. But neat location and cool adventure. So there it is. Thanks for watching.